You got the street food, man. You got Chinatown. Just I just love it all.
Listen, I've been walking around all day by myself. It's been no issues, no problem.
Everything was really, really cheap.
ตอนนี้ประเทศไทยก็เริ่มเปิดประเทศมากขึ้นแล้วนะครับเราก็จะเห็นว่ามีนักท่องเที่ยวมีชาวต่างชาติเข้ามาประเทศไทยกันหนาตามากขึ้นนักท่องเที่ยวเหล่านี้เนี่ยครับเขาจะให้คะแนนประเทศไทยในด้านต่างๆกี่คะแนนจาก10คะแนนเราไปถามเขากันครับกับฝรั่งคิดยังไงก่อนไปชมคลิปเราขอแจ้งว่าเพื่อนๆทุกคนสามารถช่วยสนับสนุนช่องของเราได้แล้วโดยการสมทบทุนทางบัญชี YakcuteTV ตามเลขบัญชีนี้ครับถ้าชอบคอนเทนต์ของเราเห็นว่าคลิปนี้มีประโยชน์และอยากให้เราทำต่อไปไม่หายไปไหนซะก่อนกำลังใจเล็กๆน้อยๆของทุกคนช่วยต่อพลังให้เราได้ครับ
I'd have to give it a 10, man.
10, mate. Australia's food's It's terrible.
Food was what I was most excited for. Absolute 10. I love spicy food, Asian food, noodles, all of it. Just amazing. So,
Any dish in particular?
Pad See Ew is my favorite, my personal favorite.
The food is awesome. Rated a 9 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah, food's great. Food's great.
Because I love spicy food.
Wow, cool.
So yeah, I've always loved spicy food, and you guys have a lot of spice. I love soup, and you guys have a lot of noodles and like pho, and I love that. So it's like the best of both worlds for me.
Food is amazing. 8 years ago, I was enjoying every single meal I had, but now I'm vegan, so I'm struggling a bit more to find vegan options, but it's still so good. It's great.
Oh, people out of 10, I would say a 10. People are extremely nice, extremely sincere, extremely courteous. I have no complaints.
Yeah, almost a 10. I feel like most people here are really nice and generous.
I think that here in Bangkok, I've been struggling a little bit because probably everyone is used to very rude tourists, so they're kind of done. They don't want to deal with us that much, But other than that, whenever we're outside of we were saying this earlier, whenever we're outside of the very touristy place, everyone is super, super nice and kind and helpful. So I would say 5 out of 10 in a tourist place and 10 out of 10 in a non-tourist place.
Wow.
I agree, absolutely. I have the same feeling. Even traveling, I had struggles because they're done with a lot of crazy people traveling here. It's very easy to travel here. So a lot of people that are not very used to traveling, they come and not all travelers are the same and they might be also quite annoying. And we are from a touristic city, Rome, which is also submerged by tourists. So I understand what it feels like to live in a place that it's overwhelmed by tourists. So, but I actually have Thai friends and I love the way, the real friendship that I'm sharing with them. It's very special. But I don't think you get that feeling if you're just traveling or if you don't know somebody who actually lives here.
I mean, normally so I see at every main section, you see a lot of security, kind of make sure everyone's kind of like safe. But it seems like everyone kind of knows what they're doing and knows where they're going. So you just have it there to just kind of like just to watch over, but not to like kind of like hound, if it makes sense, right? So it's I would say out of 10, I'd say it's pretty safe.
I felt safe. I felt really safe. I feel like the only time I haven't felt safe is around like other tourists.
Really?
Yeah, but like I feel like walking on the streets, I don't feel like in danger or anything.
No hostility
night,
from the locals?
Not at all. No, they've been really helpful actually, like finding directions and stuff. Yeah.
I've never felt uneasy or scared anywhere. Of course, I haven't put myself in those positions to go anywhere where I would feel that way, so choices, right? So if you go in places you know you shouldn't go, then you could be at risk, right? Your security. But being here, it's kind of like, when's the last time you seen a police car come by? Right? Army vehicles or any of that, they're I love it. I love that about Thailand. In America, there's police everywhere. You got cops everywhere. And here it's kind of like you're self-sustaining. It's kind of like your culture and everything, right? You try to keep the peace.
I feel very safe when I walk around the streets here, even though it's like a big city.
Probably more like fear of like getting stuff stolen versus in America, like actually like somebody like maybe robs you or like, like I feel like here, like there's a chance somebody might pickpocket or try to steal discreetly, whereas in America, they might just come up and like forcefully take it.
Right.
So, in a sense it's safer here, but you gotta be more aware of your surroundings.
Thai food is really cheap. Everything is foreign. It's quite expensive compared to Thai food, right? It's still, I mean, I can go to a restaurant for like €8, which is still okay. I mean, it's quite cheap compared to Germany, but compared to Thai food, it's still really expensive, right? But for me, like traveling here is comparatively quite cheap. So yeah, let's give it an 8.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's pretty high.
Yeah, again, I still have to see how it is now compared to 8 years ago. 8 years ago, everything was really cheap. We went to some like really cheap, super nice and cozy, humble guest houses where we were paying maybe like €3. That's like what, 100 baht,
Yeah,
not even.
150 to 100
Yeah.
baht.
And now I think I'm in a hostel, I'm paying €10, so the price is raised, that's for sure. But I mean, for us European, it's still very cheap, you know. So I think it's fair. I would say 8 out of 10.
Again, I come from traveling in India, and everything is much cheaper. You have nothing available, but it's cheaper. Here, it's a little bit out of budget for me, but I'm lucky because I'm staying in a friend's house, so I don't pay accommodation, and the food is really cheap most of the time. I think the most expensive thing that I buy is beers, which I should avoid, or I could avoid.
Yeah.
I mean,
So I spend too much money on beers, definitely.
Thailand can be cheap, yeah. If you buy Western food here, it's expensive. But yeah, it can be cheap if you want to be cheap, I think. If you want to take buses, if you want to eat food out from like where the locals do, then yeah, it's not too bad. It's pretty good. So yeah, food's pretty cheap, yeah.
So a score out of 10.
Like an 8, yeah.
8.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I've been walking everywhere. I'm a walker from New York, so I walk everywhere. So I see the train system here, which is very similar to ours, right? But I've been walking everywhere, and it's pretty basic, pretty easy. So, but then again, I'm from New York, so if I can get around New York, I can get around anywhere. Yeah.
So for transportation, out of 10, no score.
Yeah, I don't even know. I wouldn't know what to score. I'd probably give it a 7 or 8. I haven't taken it yet, so I don't really know. So, yeah.
So what about you? How would you rate getting around traveling?
I am very used to traveling in very remote places, so Thailand for me was very easy actually compared to like other countries I've been in Southeast Asia. I remember much harder time in Cambodia and Laos and Vietnam. It was harder, but I remember arriving in Thailand from those places and everything seemed to be very easy and available. But yeah, it's a perception, no? Everybody has a different story behind, so I guess for me it was, I felt it was very easy.
I think the BTS and the MRT have been really easy to use.
Also cheap.
Cheap, yeah. The taxis are like maybe harder if you get stuck in traffic. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna make it more difficult for you guys. Let's pretend that Bangkok doesn't have MRT or BTS. Let's pretend that we only have taxi or tuk-tuk. How would you rate us?
I think like it's good like there's always a taxi available, but I think they should be better at using the meter and not like giving a price when you walk inside the taxi.
I hate haggling. I hate haggling, yeah. I'd rather just be a price or a fare. But it's fine. Like tuk-tuk, I like being. I like there's no doors, no windows. I love taking like scooters everywhere. So I'll probably take them more. I don't take taxis so much. So
Getting around Bangkok, the transportation, how would you score us?
I feel like it's 6 or a 7, maybe 7. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
สนับสนุนของขวัญน่ารักสไตล์รามเกียรติ์โดยโฮเล่นฝรั่งรักคนไทยเลิฟพิเศษสุดสำหรับแฟนยักษ์คิ้วและฝรั่งคิดยังไงเพียงกรอกโค้ดยักษ์คิ้วลดทันที 10% จากโฮเล่นนอกจากช่วยสนับสนุนสินค้าจากโฮเล่นที่เราพอจะได้ค่าขนมเล็กๆน้อยๆแล้วถ้าชอบคลิปนี้เพื่อนๆยังสามารถส่งกำลังใจให้ช่องของเราได้ด้วยการสนับสนุนมาที่บัญชียักษ์คิ้วทีวีตามเลขบัญชีนี้เพื่อให้เรามีกำลังใจทำคลิปดีๆกันต่อไปนะครับขอแค่ทุกคนที่ดูคลิปนี้คนละ9 บาทก็จะต่อพลังให้พวกเราได้แล้วล่ะครับ
Courteous.
Submerged, overwhelmed.
Self-sustaining.
Pickpocket discreetly.
Haggling.